In this video, we are going to talk about Dhanishta Nakshatra and its padas and more. So keep watching. Namaste and welcome to Vedic Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani. Help you raise your vibrations and become your true self with the help of Vedic Astrology. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. You'll be getting Vedic astrological videos just like this one. And these videos will help you grow further faster into Vedic astrological studies. This video will be in several parts. Timestamps will be into the description section. You can jump to any of the part you want to jump to. Okay, let's get started with the Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta Nakshatra ranges from the 23rd degrees 20 minutes of Capricorn to the 6 degrees 40 minutes of Aquarius. It has 4 padas. 2 padas into the Capricorn sign and 2 padas into the sign of Aquarius. The first pada is Leo Navamsha and second pada is in Virgo Navamsha. Third pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra falls into the sign of Aquarius in the Libra Navamsha, and the fourth pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra falls into the Aquarius sign into the Scorpio Navamsha. Now, let's move on to the nature and general information and characteristics of the Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta Nakshatra, as the name suggests, is a nakshatra which brings in fame and it makes one wealthy. The word Dhan literally means money or wealth. Dhanishta Nakshatra is the nakshatra which makes one famous or a person who is known for something and wealthy. Dhanishta Nakshatra is good at music or any kind of rhythm or coordination, be it in music or in sports, especially with the sports where there is a lot of coordination is required, a lot of rhythm is required. Mars gets exalted into the sign of Capricorn. So when Mars is in these Dhanishta Nakshatra, it gives energy to this nakshatra. Dhanishta is also a social nakshatra. Dhanishta doesn't like to restrict itself to certain path. He likes to go all out. He is always expanding his interest and things they are involved into. And when I say the Dhanishta Nakshatra people, I mean those who have prominent planets into the nakshatra of Dhanishta, like person with the moon in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, or maybe a person with the ascendant into the Dhanishta Nakshatra, or a person with the 10th Lord Atmakaraka into this nakshatra. All these things matter, and these people I refer to as Dhanishta people. Okay, Dhanishta Nakshatra works well with the Shravan Nakshatra, which was the earlier nakshatra. Okay, now let's talk about the symbol of Dhanishta Nakshatra. The symbol of Dhanishta Nakshatra is Damru, which is Lord Shiva's Damru. Okay, it's a rhombus kind of a shape, which indicates music as well as that emptiness of the space and ether, which creates the music. Have you heard that Damru? The Lord Shiva's Damru? That is the symbol of the Dhanishta Nakshatra. Or another symbol for this nakshatra is the flute, which Lord Krishna used to play, which has hollowness and music combined once again. That is the symbol of Dhanishta. Dhanishta is very good at listening to music, is connecting with the music. Okay, so if you see a prominent Dhanishta influence on one's chart, always look for the connection with the dance, music, and especially with the creative fields. More than creative, I especially feel the dance part more and music. Shakti of Dhanishta Nakshatra. The Shakti of Dhanishta Nakshatra is Khayapitri, which is to bring in the glory, the fame, the recognition, and the wealth. So just look at the planets placed in here for these qualities. Next, the Dhanishta Nakshatra is facing upward. When a nakshatra is facing upward, it has the expansive nature. So Dhanishta Nakshatra is a multi-talented and likes to explore things. So Dhanishta Nakshatra is also associated with the foreign things, associated with the travels, foreign travels. So if you have, let's say, 12th Lord into the Dhanishta Nakshatra or the 10th Lord into the Dhanishta Nakshatra, you will have you will travel more, or you will have profession related to the 12th house, or you might travel to foreign countries and prosper. Okay, so look for these little things into your chart for Dhanishta Nakshatra. The deity of the Dhanishta Nakshatra is, in fact, deity for the Dhanishta Nakshatra is Vasu. Okay, and there are 8 Vasus. Okay, namely Apa, which represents water. Then there is Dhara, which is one who is a bearer, who holds the maybe a water. Okay, so first is Apa, Dhara, Anil. Anil is about the wind. Then we have Soma. Soma is like moon. The same deity of the Mrugashira Nakshatra, Soma, is moon, is also the deity for Dhanishta Nakshatra, because it is one of the Vasus. The next is, we covered Apa, Dhara, Soma. Then there is Dhruva. Dhruva is one who is fixed. Then there is Anal. Anal means a fire element. Okay. Then there is Pratyunsha, which is kind of a light element, which is all about the early mornings. Okay, and then there is Prabhas, which is also more or less related to the sun energy. Okay, so if you look at the deities of the Dhanishta Nakshatra, you will have the multi-dimensional nature of the Dhanishta. You cannot restrict Dhanishta to certain areas. You will see these people multi-dimensional. They are conversationalist, if that word exists. Okay, and they are great with communication. Okay, they have the influence of Mars, Saturn, and Moon as well as a deity. So they bring in the strength of the Mars as well as the flexibility of the Moon as well, and the continuous work of Saturn. It is a wonderful nakshatra to have prominent planets too. So each of this Vasu, each of this deity brings in his element into this nakshatra. So this nakshatra is, this nakshatra also has the element of Mrugashira Nakshatra, Shravan Nakshatra, Kritika Nakshatra, Swati Nakshatra, Purvashada Nakshatra. Okay, and what was it? The Soma is, Mrugashira we mentioned. So all these nakshatra, you will see a glimpse of some of the qualities of other nakshatras into the Dhanishta Nakshatra. There are 3 kingdoms of the nakshatra. First is Dhatu kingdom, which is all about the stability, reliability. Then there is the Mula kingdom, which is a plant like nature, which is more about the adaptable nature. Okay, and then there are the Jeeva kingdom, which are, the strong nakshatras, which, all about the strength and the dominance. We are talking about Dhanishta Nakshatra, and Dhanishta Nakshatra falls into the Mula kingdom. Okay, so these people are extremely adaptable and versatile. Now, the moment you know the deities of this, like it has the deity of water, fire, and sun, all sorts of deities. So this makes this nakshatra a prominent nakshatra. These people are achievers. Okay, and if you have a prominent planet like ascendant lord, 10th lord, 7th lord, Dharakaraka, Atmakaraka falling into the Mula kingdom nakshatra, it makes these people adaptable in that area of life. Now, let us talk about the padas. The first pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra falls into the 23rd degrees 20 minutes to the 26 degrees 40 minutes of Capricorn and is Leo Navamsha ruled by Sun. Now here the sign is ruled by Saturn. The planetary rulership of the nakshatra is Mars, and this Navamsha is ruled by Sun. So now these people have the qualities which are more about the aggression, workaholic nature, and go-getters who are always looking for something higher materially, and they will achieve it in this Navamsha. Now, next pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra, the second pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra, goes from the 26 degrees 40 minutes to the 30 degrees of the Capricorn and is ruled by Virgo, which goes into the Virgo Navamsha ruled by Mercury. Now, it brings in the Mercurian element to it. It brings the conversation, communication, the mastery of the words, and analyzing that patterns, all this. It brings in that element into the Virgo, okay, into this pada. The third pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra goes from 0 degrees of Aquarius to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Aquarius. And in my opinion, this is one of the finest, if not the best placements for any relationship planets to be in. Why? Because this brings in the harmony into relationship. Dhanishta is versatile and a materialistic achieving planet. Not planet, the nakshatra. Dhanishta is like a dhan and achievement, workaholic nature. So it is more about the material things, the 10th house things, right? So this is not a good nakshatra to have a relationship planets, because there is more about achieving things than creating or nurturing the relationships. But the third pada of this nakshatra is good for planets having a relationship agenda in your chart. Okay. The fourth pada of the Dhanishta Nakshatra goes from the 3 degrees 20 minutes to the 6 degrees 40 minutes Aquarius, and which is into the Scorpio Navamsha ruled by Mars. Now again, this becomes quite intense, and these people have a Scorpion nature to their behavior, which is very hot in nature and which is more about the high action. It is again an action-oriented Navamsha or pada. The Gana of this nakshatra is Rakshas Gana. Okay, and the guna of this nakshatra is Tamasic. Tamasic nakshatras are the nakshatras which are, more about the dissolution. These nakshatras bring in the dissolution, and at the same time, these nakshatras like to go all out and expand rather than focusing. Okay, so always remember this. Next thing is Dhanishta Nakshatra is a female nakshatra. You won't believe that if you look at the deities, these are Anil, Dhruva, Dhara, all this. But when we talk about any Shakti, that Shakti is always feminine. So this nakshatras is always connected to the Shakti. Okay, and that's why it's a female nakshatra. Next, the Shakti of this nakshatra. The Shakti of this nakshatra is to bring in the glory, bring in the fame, bring in the wealth. Next is the Yoni of the Dhanishta Nakshatra. The Yoni of the Dhanishta Nakshatra is lion. Okay, so this is not an ordinary nakshatra. This is the king. The Yoni of this nakshatra is king. So you will always see that these nakshatras get along well with the other yonis who have, tiger or something like that. Always look for these yonis and friendships. Always look for that. Okay, it will give you a clue about why we get along well with certain people and why don't we get along with certain people. Okay, so yes, these people can be aggressive, and these people can have multiple connections or multiple partners as well. But at the same time, they have the personality like a lion. Lion? So yes, this was Dhanishta Nakshatra as much as I could hold, grasp and share with you guys. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to dive deep into Vedic astrology, these two videos on your screen will help you to dive deep into Vedic astrology, sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibes. See you in the next videos. Love and peace.